Okay, about to go live. My eyeballs
Here we go.
tired.
Mm, 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 mm. And we are set to go. Hello there. Good night. Good night. Good evening, everyone. We are all set and ready to lock and load. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another segment of Awareness Wednesday Prime Time. We are your host, Reggie and Victoria Flanagan out of New Jersey. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You still have time to text out, get some more folks connected on this subject of discussion tonight, which is a good one, by the way. Another fantabulous segment that Victoria has put up for us, and I'm telling you, it's well worth it. We heard it once earlier today. You're going to get to hear it again tonight on our prime time. So welcome again, everybody. So before we get started, I want to pass this back over to Ms. Victoria. I'll pass it to her so she can give you her reasons on why this platform is important to her. Victoria, take it away and share with the audience.
There's so much out there that people are not sharing.
Yeah.
Somebody got to share it. Somebody got to spread the news. We just have to stay aware, family. There's so much going on.
Absolutely, it is. And before we get into our topic and of discussion, we do have this part, a couple of health disclaimer. This program offers health and nutritional information and is designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on this information as a substitute for, nor does it replace professional medical or physiological advice, diagnose, or treatment. None of the statements made have been reviewed or approved by the FDA. That's the Food and Drug Administration. And we'll also be speaking about some products today. I'm going to give a disclaimer up front. The products haven't been evaluated by the FDA as well. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any types of diseases or mitigate at that point. All right, we're here as professionals just to give you information, but to share some good, effective info, right? So with that being said, listen, there's so much going on, as Victoria said, around the world. And I speak about it all the time, every week. We have high blood pressure on the rise, obesity, cancer, you name it is happening. There's so much happening around our country, around the world. But you know what? We are and have a solution for that. But the information that you're going to get today is going to give you insight on how good our products are that can also help with this issue at hand, okay? So welcome for the first time if you're here. More importantly, we got some good information coming at you from Queen Victoria, all right? So with that being said, our topic is serving God with healthy mind, body, and spirit. And our scripture is always, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's 3 John 1 and 2. Our subject, loneliness. Are you lonely? Well, that's the topic of discussion today, loneliness. Victoria, our certified health coach, my better 7/8, because she's way more than just my half, have done another out of the park, slam dunk, I should say, presentation is going to get forth to you guys. She does her thing. You got to give it to her. She really does. Up late last night, up early this morning, and giving great information, but more importantly, doing the research for all of us. And we applaud her for that. So Victoria, I'm going to pass it back over to her to give us information on loneliness. Who do you know? Victoria, take it away.
Thank you, sir. And I thought I talk fast. Pastor Vanessa say I talk fast. You be rumbling off your lips too.
Oh, I can rumble off. Yeah,
You just be
rumble.
going.
That's right. Get it out
Okay,
there.
right. I did this report. I was saying I started it in July, way back over the summer. I think it was around the time we went to see Britt.
Mm.
And I started in the back room back there. But then yesterday they just spoke about it on Good Morning America
Confirmation.
again. So that's why I said, let me finish it up and just bring it to my family. So
Right.
that's why I chose loneliness today. So we did it this morning. It was a nice little call this morning. Got some good feedback this morning. So here we go again. Welcome, Miss Muriel. Glad to see you, baby. So loneliness is becoming an epidemic, family.
Yes.
We didn't think it could be, but it is becoming an epidemic. So they say 1 in 5 people suffer from loneliness, just loneliness. And if you don't think that loneliness can affect your health,
Think
keep
again.
listening. So a loneliness, it affects 52 million people, 52 million. So what it is, I got 2 definitions of what loneliness is. This one says, what is loneliness? Since they classify it as an epidemic, it's a national epidemic experienced by this report says 1 in 2 people, 1 in 2 adults. Loneliness is associated with the greater risk of, listen to this, cardiovascular disease. That's heart disease.
That's heart disease, yes.
Dementia, brain, strokes, depression, anxiety, premature death. This is from loneliness, people. That means that the human connection is as necessary as for long-term survival as food and water. We're supposed to connect as human beings. We're supposed to connect. But with all this modern technology that's going on, everybody got their face in their phones. So nobody is connecting
anymore. That's right. That's a problem.
The younger generation can't hold a good conversation because they're in their phones. So that's why this lonely epidemic, it is striking 52 million people.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
So this definition explains it's an unpleasant emotional response to perceived isolation. Loneliness is also described as a social pain or as a psychological mechanism which motivates people to seek social connection. People need social connection. Some people are looking for it and they're looking in all the wrong places, but we do need that social connection. That's just a part of life, just part of growing up. So it also states it is often associated with a perceived lack of connection and intimacy. Loneliness overlaps and yet is distinct from solitude. This is different from solitude. Solitude, you want to be by yourself. Loneliness is something else. So solitude is simply a state of being apart from others. Not everyone who experiences solitude feels lonely. As a subjective emotional loneliness can be felt even when a person is surrounded by other people.
How about that?
I was saying this morning, you could walk into a room full of people and feel lonely if you don't know nobody. And that it happens every single day, that happens. So it also states that hence, therefore, the distinction between being alone and feeling lonely. Loneliness can be short-term or it can be long-term. In either case, it can be intense and it can be painful for some. Very important. So it also states that some studies claim that loneliness can make a person more susceptible to dementia and schizophrenia. And that depression caused by extreme loneliness can cause people to become suicidal. So if you're alone all the time, you know, you got all kind of things going through your head. You don't have anybody to talk to. So you're talking to yourself half the time. So when you do get out, you're still talking to yourself. So people can classify you as schizophrenic because they thinking, what's wrong with her? But you do it all the time. So you think it's a normal thing. But people who report greater loneliness are less likely to take good care of personal physical health, such as through exercise and obtaining from smoking.
Indeed.
They also say the lack of connection can increase the risk of premature death. We were born to connect with something or somebody. So that a premature death to levels compatible to smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Wow.
Being
Wow.
that lonely can make you that sick, like you done sucked back 15 cigarettes a day. And it can happen. So there is an epidemic of loneliness and isolation. It finds that even before COVID-19 pandemic, about 1/2 of United States adults reported experience measurable levels of loneliness. So people complained about loneliness during the COVID-19 because we were sheltered in, couldn't go nowhere, couldn't go out, couldn't do this. And people were shut in. So if you didn't have a family or if you didn't have a pet, you were lonely in that house, walking from room to room, back and forth to the
Like the
refrigerator.
walls is coming in on you.
Exactly, like the walls are coming in on you.
Right.
And a lot of people went out and bought pets during COVID-19.
Sure did. Or
so
some
they can
picked up
have
a
that
hobby.
right. So they can have that
Yeah.
connection in the house with something else in the house.
Right.
But then after the pandemic was over, they were getting rid of the pets.
Mhm.
So like he said, you're going to have to develop a hobby, something that you enjoy doing. So it states that the physical consequences of poor connection can be devastating, including 29% increased risk of heart disease, 32% increased risk of strokes, 50% increased risk of developing dementia for your older adults. Now, let me share you with this. Who suffers the most? I went from this page to that page. We did that. Let's get that out of the way. You might hear the same thing twice because I get my information from different sources. Yes. So I just be writing, y'all.
So that's what makes it great. She doesn't just get it from one source, y'all.
No,
she makes sure she goes.
Make sure
She has
everybody's
a broad spectrum of different, places to get information from. Yeah.
So I don't bring you any wrong information.
Right.
If I said it one time, I can say it
checker.
again. I'm a fact checker. There you go. That's me. That's a good one, Ray.
I know it is.
So it says, who suffers the most from loneliness? It says adults age 45 and older are more likely to report feeling lonely than younger adults. With a study by the AARP Foundation finding that 34% of this in that age group. That's AARP. You don't even get AARP till you get 50. But they did their own study with AARP. I get those magazines, great magazines as well. Good information in those as well. It says that younger people were more likely to experience these feelings, with 30% of Americans aged 18 to 34 saying that they were lonely every day or several times of the week. 18 to 34. Wow. That's your young adults. But now it's hitting children even younger. The other report says the age was, okay, here we go with all my papers. The other age was 18 to 25. And then I think there was another one that started at 15 to 24. So the numbers are there. So it also states that why is Gen Zs so lonely? Here you go. They're also starting their careers in the remote work age. They got their jobs, some of them right out of college, and they got remote jobs. They're doing interviews, just like we sitting here now. They're doing an interview. They don't have to get dressed up and go into the office. They can be dressed from here in pajama bottoms at the bottom. So that's how they began their workday. Foregoing in-person friendships with coworkers and losing out on social connections that could help them build their careers. Also, dating is largely digital. Look up a picture and then swipe right. If you like him, if he's right for you, swipe right, swipe right. And all of these shifts has led to a generation that may feel lack of social skills in their elders. Think about that for a minute. They're so into their phones and so much into the computers. Everything is so computerized for them. They are missing that human connection. We talk to our grandson about this all the time. about him and his connection. He said he felt lonely sometimes, and he's 22. I said, it's okay, because sometimes you grow out of your friends. Your friends grow up, they go away. Some go away to college, some go off and do other things. So you're gonna grow up out of people.
But here's the thing, I want to add to that. But here's the thing. Prior to having these technical smart devices, I should say, just go back when we were in high school, grade school. We didn't have none of that stuff.
Not at all.
God gave us 2 ears and a mouth, and we communicated, we spoke, we talked, and enjoyed conversation. And now that we have these high-tech devices, that's what you're speaking to now in the form of text messaging. Sending messages here, and they could be, a step away.
Somebody else behind the computer.
But the thing is that's what we've attached to. That's where it has gone and shifted to now.
It's the generation.
And that's what's exactly. So can you imagine if all that shut down? Just right now tonight, just shut down. How many people would take
out of windows?
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly. And I agree with you on that. It's a problem.
Dr. Phil did a whole show on it. The technology for this generation.
It's sad that how we've come so connected to these devices now.
It is. It really is. So you got to continue to talk to our family and friends. So it also states that loneliness epidemic is an ongoing trend of loneliness and social isolation experienced by people in the United States and globally, not just here, it's globally. It began back in 2010, way back in 2010, and was exacerbated by the isolation effects of social distancing, staying at home orders, and deaths during COVID-19. People just isolated because they didn't want to be around anybody, thinking who got COVID-19. You didn't know who had COVID, and you didn't know, where was it coming from? Who had it? We didn't know anything about COVID at that time. So isolation was real. It was real. We had to just keep our distances. It says that loneliness is detrimental to mental and physical health, leading to an increased risk of heart disease, like I said, dementia, strokes, premature deaths, so that the U.S. Surgeon General declared national loneliness and social isolation an epidemic. That's why it made the news, because they turned it into an epidemic.
Right.
Cases were just coming in from all over the place. This is the U.S. Surgeon General that put this out. A toll on families communicating through text messages while sitting at the same room at a restaurant. You never lied, Miss D. Lee. We talked about that this morning. Everybody around the table and everybody on their phone. Messaging. Nobody's talking to each other.
This is the new look now.
They're going to have
everywhere.
They're going to have neck pain. They're going to have carpal tunnel syndrome, scoliosis. They're going to have hearing problems because when they do put the music on, it's way too loud. From the video games, they in trouble, y'all. They in trouble.
Just do a survey when you're in a crowd. You've seen it, and everybody got their head down.
They have
doing this, doing this.
Instagram girl on her phone so much she walked into a fountain of water, just flipped over in the fountain because she on her phone. People walking into cars. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So the crazy part about this, loneliness can have a crippling effect on our bodies and our minds. It won't just make you miserable, but loneliness can kill you. And that's why it's a crisis. Loneliness can kill you. Why is loneliness crippling? It states that some researchers suggest that loneliness can increase stress. Just don't know what to do with yourself. It's also associated with increased risk of certain mental health issues. So, for example, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and sleep problems. If you got any of those, you're going to have some type of problem. Something is going on, for real. So that's where we are. So loneliness is just that. It occurs. What is loneliness? It said it occurs when the connection of a person needs in life are greater than the connections they have. There are 3 types of loneliness: psychological loneliness, social loneliness, and extinctional loneliness. So the first one is some may experience psychological loneliness. And that's when they don't feel like they have anyone to confide in or they can trust in. That's a psychological thing. It really is. The next one is social. Loneliness can be social, feeling systematically excluded because of your character, including your gender, your race, or your disability. That can make you feel isolated or a social distance from everybody else. The next one is existential or spiritual loneliness. It comes from feeling disconnect from oneself. So that's something, that's an inside job. That's a personal development thing. So loneliness is experienced throughout a person's lifespan, and it can spiral as a result of trauma. You can go through some trauma and go through a loneliness. Like the gentleman spoke this morning about a death of his grandmother. You don't get past that loneliness. It'll just creep in on you. He said he went to call his that was Tyrone Jackson.
Tyrone Jackson?
He wanted to call his grandmother and called her phone number, and somebody else picked up. So they just had a brief little conversation, but he needed that connection to talk.
Right.
So the person said, if you ever feel like you want to talk, you can always call back and talk again. But you get into these patterns when you lose somebody. I was telling them this morning, every Friday, me and my sisters would go by my mother's house. So when my mom passed, my car would just automatically go to my mother's house. And then I just sit in the car and just cry like a big old baby because she's not there anymore. So some of these things you have to work to get through. You truly do have to work through. So
and you don't have to do it alone either.
No, you really don't. You have to find that clique,
right.
Find that group, find that niche out there somewhere. You have to find that. So the next one is technology, what we was just talking about. Technology taking the place of human interaction, which helps explain why young people report the highest rates of loneliness. This is mostly coming from them, the Gen Zs and the Gen Xs. They are complaining the most that they are so lonely because they don't know how to make those connections. So you got to get out there. So it also states this is a Harvard survey conducted in 2020 found that 61% of adults aged 18 to 25 reported feeling some serious loneliness compared to 38% across the general population. 18 to 25 now. Also, other populations that report a high prevalence of loneliness and isolation includes people with poor physical or mental disabilities, financial insecurities, and those who live alone, single parents, or older population. Think about that for a minute. Where do people fit in that category? Disability, a mental or physical disability, financial insecurities, those who live alone, single parents, and older population.
Right.
So that's where they're getting these numbers for loneliness. That's where it's coming from. So it also states that as the American populations become older and sicker with chronic diseases, the loneliness numbers have increased. Because you got people putting their parents away in these houses, and older people, once they just feel so isolated. They feel like they're throwaway. You're throwaway
out of their element.
Out of their elements, out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Exactly. So older people need that connection. And that's why a lot of the older people die off.
Lonely.
All of that.
All of that.
So it can increase dementia, like I said, mental illnesses, psychosomatic, schizophrenia. These things are real and they're coming from loneliness. So you got to pay attention to that. It also says some common causes, like moving to a new city, you losing your best friend. So now you don't have that person that can run over and y'all can have wine or coffee together. Another one is starting a new job. I don't know anybody on this job, so I'm walking in feeling lonely. Or leaving a relationship. That could be another one that can have you feeling lonely. Another one, living alone. I've never ever lived alone. And I'm just so glad I have this gentleman that I have to live with. But you have people that live alone. Some people prefer it, not
Some people
everyone.
like it.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Some people prefer
They
it,
like
like
it.
Pastor Vanessa,
Yeah.
love her
Love her
loneliness.
loneliness.
But some people, it just drives you crazy,
Mhm.
all that quietness. The quiet
It's
is too
right?
loud.
Yeah.
And like she was saying too, you walk into a space and you got to turn something on immediately. The music comes on, the TV comes on, and some people sleep with their TV on to make it seem like you got somebody in the house with you if you live alone. So these are just some things that we just throwing out there. Also, it says starting a family or having your own lifestyle. When you start your family with your best friend, you got to tend to your family. You can't be there for that best friend all the time. So now they're going to feel a little lonely because you're starting your own family. So you got to tend to your family. I got to look after these kids now. So I can't be there for you all the time. It's good to have a girls' night out, a guys' night out, but all of your time is to your family. Right. It's supposed to be anyway. So it also states working several jobs, not enough time for meaningful relationships. Right now, everybody has got that second job, and it's a lot of jobs that's part-time. So you got people that got 3 part-time jobs, 4 part-time jobs. So they don't have time to make a meaningful relationship because I got to go to work. I'm sleeping, I wake up, I got to go to work. I got to go to work. You got to do what you got to do. You got to eat, you got to pay your bills, you got to keep your head above water. We understand that, but you still need these human connections. So if you are lonely, you might experience the following. First one is physical symptoms of loneliness, physical symptoms like sleep issues. You can't get to sleep. You tossing and turning. You got that mind chatter going on. You can't rest. Having muscle aches and pains. Your body hurting from some reason. Right. You don't even know why.
So loneliness can hurt too.
Lonely can hurt too, right? Feeling fatigued and headaches. You got a headache, you don't know where it comes from. Girl, I wish I had somebody I could talk to so I could dump some of this stuff on. You holding all that stuff on to you, so it manifests as an issue. The next one is mental health issues like anxiety, panic attack, paranoia, even mental health diagnosis. When you live that loneliness kick in, because some people can't get themselves out of it.
Right.
Like I was telling them about the 600 pound life.
Yeah.
These people go through some type of trauma and now they're stuck in their bodies. They can't move. Somebody has to feed them and help them.
I mean, they are totally.
And that's it's a mental
nothing.
thing.
They can't do anything.
They really can't. They can't wash themselves. Somebody has to do that for them. And it makes you upset. It can embarrass you at times that you can't do these things for yourself. So you have a feeling of loneliness sets in that I can't do nothing for myself. I put my own self in this predicament. I can't blame anybody else. But it's something that's happening, family. Every single day it's happening. So the next one is low motivation. You don't have no motivation when you're lonely. I don't feel like doing nothing. Going back in here and I'm gonna put that TV on, get back up in the bed with the remote control. You from the kitchen to back to the bed, kitchen back to the bed. Some people don't even wash their butt.
Right.
So you got to pay attention. No motivation to do nothing. So the next one is emotional issues like sadness, grief, jealousy, or resentment. All of those can lead to loneliness. You jealous of somebody else. My mama said it's no reason to be jealous of nobody else because you don't know how they got what they got. Some people got to do what they got to do to get what they need to get. So it's keeping up with the Joneses. I don't know any Joneses. We never kept up with the Joneses. I didn't even know what that was until I got grown.
Where they live,
keeping
up the
with
street?
the Joneses. But some people live their lives through that, and that's that technology.
Yeah.
You on your phone all the time. You're on Instagram. You seeing how other people live their life. Everybody on vacation but me. Everybody going somewhere. Reels up.
Else,
There's somebody going again. There they go again. That can play on your mind. So don't let this technology fool you.
That's pressure.
Don't let this technology fool you. Some of that stuff is subliminal, family. They're doing that because they can. Then you got what you call it, what's the thing when they
algorithms?
Algorithms. They talked about that earlier today on the phone. It's huge.
Do you know they make billions? I mean, billions
Just
of
on
dollars just on
algorithms.
algorithms alone.
You could be on your computer and you see a pair of shoes pop up on the
You
side.
click on it.
And you click on it and say, those
And
are
it's
nice
out there in
shoes.
the cloud. They know she likes
Every
shoes.
15 minutes, you
Pow,
get a pair
pow.
of shoes. That's algorithms,
And they
family.
keep doing it until you make a purchase somewhere. And
Absolutely.
then you get it again.
Pay attention to that.
It's designed like
Know
that.
what this hand is doing, so you know what this
It's
hand over
designed
here
that
is
way.
doing.
And if
It
you're
is
lonely
designed that
and
way.
you're doing this all day
You
long,
shopping
you
your butt
shopping.
off. Whoa, wait a minute, Reg. Let me get the door. I got another Amazon package. It happens, family.
Yes,
You fall into that.
So
You
that's
fall
the
into that old okey doke for real.
Yep.
So the next one, even feeling sad, that's sad. Some people get into that spell and they can't get out of it. And you really got to work through that. If grief was another one, going through grief, you got to do something to get past that. You can't get stuck in there. You're never going to forget, but you don't want to stay there. You really don't want to stay there. We did a report on how grief affects your body too, because it takes a toll on you as well. I think I reposted that on my Facebook page. It's up close, family. So if you're grieving, you could go to that. Jealousy was another one, and resentment. Emotional issues. The next one, you can lose your appetite from loneliness, or you can go into emotional eating. It's either or for some. Some not going to eat at all. I don't have an appetite. I don't feel like, and some going to eat everything on the table, under the table, around the table, and everything in the refrigerator.
I'm telling you.
That's how they get up to that 600-pound life. So some people eat through their emotions. People deal with different things in certain ways. You just have to find the right way that works for you, that's not going to be harmful or detrimental to your own health. The next one is loneliness will have you thinking about suicide.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Because that's all you're thinking.
That's
A
a
lot of
big one.
oh yeah, that's really huge.
And I was saying that
Yes,
November and
indeed.
December are the highest months of suicide because people don't have that connection around it, their family and friends. They see the commercials and they going over their houses and Christmas time and everybody got on the same pajamas and everything is matching and everybody just look okie dokie and everybody's having a really, really good time. It's not always like that for everybody. It's just not. Everybody is not happy around the holidays. And then you sit around the table and somebody that was at the table last year is not at the table this year. So
Right.
now you got some grief and some sadness in there. So you really got to pay attention because your mind will take you there. If I'm this lonely, nobody's calling to check on me. What am I here for?
Right.
You know, what am I here? Who's going to miss me if I'm gone? That suicide hotline number is 988. So if you ever get to that point,
I know someone who
dial
does.
988 and talk about it. Just get them to talk about it. So the next one is self-medicating. This is another big one with substances like drinking more alcohol than you usually would or engaging in drug use.
Yes.
People just do stuff like that out of boredom. You know, you got a whole liquor cabinet over there and you by yourself and you might turn the radio on, hear a sad song that happened way back when with old boyfriend from high school. Now you drinking. And you drinking some more. I wish I would see him now and da 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 da.
We knew somebody like you know talking about, right?
Know it. Know somebody just like
Just
that.
like that.
And you just
Get into
drink
that
out of
stupor.
scarcity. You get into that stupor. It's either drugs or alcohol.
Sending her text message that was not even meant for her, for somebody else.
It wasn't meant for me. It was
Because of the
meant for
drink.
somebody else. She was drinking.
Bad.
Wonder how she doing now. I have no idea. We lost contact. She moved away and
just
disconnected. Disconnected from everybody. But it was a serious, serious issue for her. Very, very serious issue. So we really have to pay attention to things like that, family. So how to overcome loneliness, how to fight it. There is a way that you can fight it. I did that. How to fight loneliness. You can learn more about being comfortable in your own company. What makes you happy? What lights you up? What makes you feel good? I was telling them this morning about my Diane Sawyer.
Right.
She said, do what you love, do it in an adventurous way that makes it so much fun, and do it if it helps others. That's what makes you feel good inside. So find your niche on what makes you happy. It might be a dog, might be playing with your grandkids. My go-to is crocheting. I like to crochet. I'm physical with my hands. And it takes your mind off of things because you mix and match the colors. I do baby blankets and I do lap blankets. But it's something that I chose to do. And I know Michelle Obama, she said during the pandemic,
she learned how to do it.
Crocheting or knitting, that's one of those that she took up. She said, I had to find something to do.
Right.
But you have to find something to do. My dad used to do model boats. He had his fish tank too. You know, things, little hobbies like that. Nobody's getting into these things.
And that was me.
Like
I mean, I can take a model. I mean, love building models, airplanes, cars, those little pieces, you know, just taking the time to build a motor piece by piece.
And my dad had a whole racetrack with a train track around it. Plants, 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 plants. I hear you, Miss Johnson. That's me too.
That's her too. You see that behind us?
No, this one over here.
You got to see this thing over here.
My dad had a whole racing track that he built from scratch, race tracks, and then he built a whole town around it. And we used to go shopping. He said, I need a tree, I need a church, I need a gymnasium. And we would just go out shopping for these little teeny tiny little gymnasium and little churches, little people and everything we would just go shopping for. And we had so much fun. And that was bonding with my dad. You know, so you got to find a topic or something. Our grandson called Reggie, he want to build something with
He wants to build a Lego,
Legos.
A big Lego piece. He wants to
so they're going to go down and go out and pick out a big Lego thing and put it together.
Yeah.
But find some hobbies that you can do with your children or something that you can pass on that will get them out of their heads too. Our youngest daughter, she makes candles and she makes lotions. Well, now she got the new baby. She ain't making nothing. But she used to do candles and body butters. She's very good at body butters. And then our oldest daughter, she does cupcakes. She's a little cupcake queen. All kind of cupcakes. She can do put liquor in cupcakes. And does it beautifully. I mean, just do it beautifully. But you have to get into something that you enjoy. So try to learn something comfortable about yourself that you can get into. The next one, how to fight loneliness, is try and open up to people you know. You don't want to open up too much. You don't want too much of your information out there because the same mouth that you pass it from could pass it on and now your business all over the street. You got to know who you can trust and who you can share your most important intimacy things with. The next one is take it slow. You don't have to jump right out there because you're lonely. Take it slow. You don't want to jump out at, hi, my name is Success. Now they're going to think you're crazy. So you got to move real slow. Take it slow, family. There's no rush. And make new connections. That's the new one. Make new connections. Get into some groups. Take a dance class. You know, go to the library. Pick up something at the library. Get into the gymnasium. You can meet friends anywhere. So make new connections. Start slow though. These folks in these streets is something else. Start slow. The next one is try not to compare yourself to others.
Please don't do that. That's one of the worst. Yeah.
You can't keep up with the Joneses. I don't know no Joneses.
Exactly.
Just be you. The best version of you that you could possibly be. You might admire somebody from afar. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to turn into, what is it? The single white female. You don't want to turn into that. Everything she do, you doing. I know it's the famous, what you say, the famous form of flattery. If somebody wants to be just like you. Dr. Miles Monroe said at the beginning of his book that we are all born unique, but leave here a carbon copy of somebody else.
And that's amazing you just said that because I was just thinking.
You was thinking that? Absolutely. That's Dr. Miles Monroe. I'm telling you, we got to see this gentleman and I got all of his books. But he's right about that. He's truly right about that.
Just look at social media. Everybody looks alike.
Everybody. Reggie, say that again.
Everybody
If
looks
you
alike.
go out and look at these young ladies, and I'm not just jumping on the young ladies.
I'm serious.
So many of them look alike. They got the same long straight hair, eyelashes out to here. Now they got the BBLs from the back. You don't know if it's a boy or girl till they turn around. It's so much in these streets,
I'm
family.
serious. It's sad.
Such a great
That tells
topic.
you
You're giving us so much good information.
Thank you, Miss Christine. They are not happy with self,
They
so
really
they gotta try to be somebody they're not.
And there's people
it doesn't work.
BBLs that don't need a BBL.
They don't, but they think
really
it looks
messing
good.
people up. Just the eyelash thing.
It's terrible.
I put on eyelashes from time to time, but they're not going to stay there. I mean, it might be a photo op or for a segment like this or something like that. But eyelashes, they're wearing 2 and 3 pair of eyelashes.
Yak 17, whatever we call hair. I don't know.
I'm telling you. But don't compare
way too
yourself
much
to anybody else.
Don't just be you. God made us all unique, all of us.
There's only one you.
That's it. So be you.
Be you.
Find that that's in you.
That makes you different.
Exactly.
And be
and
you.
Exploit that.
That's it. And then that was a good one. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. And then the next one is look after yourself. That's
Go ahead.
Oh, that's the next one is look after yourself. Look after yourself. This is another part of this presentation I wanted to share. What is the best cure for loneliness? It talks about practice self-care. Self-care. Besides working to connect with others, don't overlook the potential power of exercise, healthy foods, proper sleep, sunshine, we need our sunshine, and even meditation for fighting loneliness. It's a fight, it truly is. So exercise has been shown to trigger endorphins in the brain. You exercise, you're going to feel good. That's the best antidote that's out here is exercise. It's good for everything. So if you can move, move. It states that movement matters. I always say movement is medicine. Move your body, you won't need no medicine. So move, move, move. And then you can also do, they said exercise snacks. That means if you're going to sit down and eat a snack of potato chips for 15, 20 minutes, exercise in that 15, 20 minutes. That's an exercise snack. And then get your bottle of water and go about your business. But don't always have a snack. Turn it into an exercise snack. You can do chair exercises, sit-ups, you can swing your legs, move your arms or whatever, but movement matters. It matters. So get about moving. Then the last one is try talking therapy. If you got to sit and talk to somebody, get to calling.
That's right.
Call somebody. Don't sit on that and hold and harbor all of that in. Get out and talk to somebody. Go talk to your pastor. Talk to a good girlfriend. The guys go to the barbershop and start a whole conversation at the barbershop. But it's so many things that you can do through talk therapy. You can record yourself, put it all on a recording and then listen to it back a couple of days from now. And you'll come to say, oh, that was some dumb stuff. I thought about that. That was just dumb.
That was just
dumb. Because the same thing goes when you're writing in your journal. I say, if you can't say it out loud, put it on paper.
Down.
Put it all on paper. Get you a journal. Put all of that down there. And once you write it and write it out, and then you go back and look at it later, what was I thinking about? That's some dumb stuff. But you can laugh at it later. You're going through some stuff when you're going through it, but you can laugh at that later. So loneliness is real, family. It really is. And then Dr. Pastor Vanessa Weatherspoon, she said, get in the mood of gratitude. That can also change your mood of loneliness. Look around you and be grateful for what you have. We got a sign right here in the dining room. On this side, it says blessed. On the other side of the living room, it says thankful, grateful, and blessed. Because that's in our face on a regular. Just be thankful for what you have. Think about how many people would love to be in your shoes. You sitting up complaining about this and complaining about that. And look at the people that just had the storm. They lost everything. They house going down the river.
I mean, everything. Can you imagine
No,
That
I
level of
cannot.
depression right now,
I cannot even imagine.
losing everything,
That's a rough one.
that's rough.
That's a rough one.
What you've worked so hard for, and now it's gone.
Absolutely. So
we got to be
practice
grateful.
gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Practice gratitude.
Absolutely.
Somebody would love to be in your shoes. If you think you got it bad, it could be a whole lot worse.
And let me just touch on that because I'm glad you brought that up. Remember, we did a segment on Are You Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Now, think about what just happened in Florida. Do you
yeah.
think that they were ready for that? And the answer is no.
No.
So ask yourself, are you prepared? Are you ready? What if something like that was to happen right in your town, in your state? Are you ready?
And that was a big one.
It
A
was a
lot of
big one.
people, we did it. I think we did
Yeah,
it twice.
Yeah, I think we did.
We did a segment, get ready, get ready, get ready. And then the next one was, are you ready? And all we talked about was a go bag, a to-go bag. Do you have a to-go bag? Everything you need in this bag. And we went through the bag and everything you need was in that bag. I mean, if just like if there you had to fight a flight, you had to just get up and go. You can grab that bag and everything in that bag you will be able to use.
Because remember the mayor? She said, if you stay, you will die.
Yeah, the mayor said that in Florida. You got to get up out of there. I mean, some people, they said, oh, we've had storms before. We're just going to wait it out. 92 people are still missing from the first Helena storm. 92 are still missing. So you don't know what's going to come your way. And you got to look at the weather patterns. Everything is changing. Everything is getting worse. I mean, worse. We've had a flood, and then the last flood we had was nothing like that we've ever had before. What's that?
Oh, we know you got it, Miss Roberta.
Oh, Miss Roberta, she got to go back.
We got it from y'all. We learned from you guys.
And Genevieve Day. But you got to be prepared, family, because you just don't know. And with the global warming, things are changing back to back. Yesterday was 44 degrees in the morning. On Saturday, it's going to be 75 degrees. The weather's all over the place. If you're not sick, you're about to get sick. But if you're taking your products, you got a really good chance at this. But back to our schedule, a regular schedule program. We was talking about loneliness. Who is that? How do you describe who you have none of the loneliness problems, but feel he needs a wife? Oh, you need a wife, you got to put yourself out there. Here's some things right here. How to overcome loneliness and make the connections. Deepen your existing relationships. If you got a relationship already, deepen that. Call a friend, take them out to go for a walk. I said you go for a walk. You don't always have to go to lunch, but do something out of the ordinary. Go bowling or do something with that friend. Deepen the connections that you already have. The other one is put yourself out there. For the guy who's looking for a wife, you got to put yourself out there. She's not going to find you. She's not going to come to your door and ring the bell. You might have to go to the supermarket. She could be at the supermarket. She could be at Barnes and Nobles. She could be at Costco's. She could be at the hair salon getting the nails done. She could be anywhere.
But, just the question that he had, like, how do you describe who have none of the loneliness problems but feel he needs a wife? That may not be the answer.
Right.
That may not be. Because one, you don't want to have to go looking.
Exactly.
That if it's there for you, trust me, it will find you. But just keep doing what makes you happy. Live the life that you know you can live, and get out there. And trust me, when it's time, it is time.
I was just going to say that. Get into some groups that you
will enjoy. Happen. Yes.
She might be in one of those groups.
Never know.
Something that you like doing, that you enjoy. They're just not going to take you out of your way, but you do want to find somebody with the same
Exactly, because you'll be surprised that when you enjoy somebody about
you might like camping.
Exactly.
You might like camping.
Exactly. I like the exact same things.
But like the report says, put yourself out there.
Indeed.
Lonely people often expect rejection, but put yourself out there. You can expect to get a few no's, but eventually there will be some yeses. So keep asking. She could be right up under your nose and you don't even know it.
And then again, here's the flip side. You may think that may be the answer, but that may be the one that tear you apart too. You never know.
Yeah.
You got to look at the flip side too. So don't, just let it happen naturally.
Or connect to your community is another one. Get out and volunteer, engage in social events. Like I was just saying, just get out there. You can't miss what you don't see, or you can't miss what you're not engaged in.
Right.
So engage in some things that's out there, anything that's going on in your community. The voting is about to happen. You can volunteer for voting or tell people where to vote or go around putting up the signs. You never know that you can bump into somebody that has the same interest that you have. You'll be surprised. And good luck to you. You know, don't rush anything. The report said take your time, take your time. So hope for the best. That's the next one. Hope for the best. Lonely people often expect rejection. So instead, try and focusing on positive thoughts and attitudes in your social relationships. Stay positive. You always want to stay positive. Stay on that upkill. You know, like every day is not going to be a bad day. Every day is not going to be a good day. It's like a roller coaster. It's that's just life. That's just life itself. You're going to have some good, you're going to have some bad, but you just got to keep going. What you got?
Just read that for a minute.
What?
Keep to yourself.
Okay. Okay. Got
All right.
you.
Very good.
Okay. The next one is understand what triggers your loneliness. You got to know what makes you lonely.
Yes.
There are physical and mental repercussions to loneliness. So make a plan for a particular time of year or week that you feel most lonely and plan accordingly. Like I was saying, the holidays are coming. A lot of people are going to get lonely around the holidays. So plan something for yourself. Take a little mini vacation or go just check into a hotel room, put your feet up and enjoy the comfort of somebody else's bed. Order you some room service and just sit there and click and relax. Just get out of the norm of your four walls and do something different. The next one says, join a social group, what we was just talking about. Explore things like meetup groups where people from your area with similar interests can get together. You might also consider joining a book club, a sports group, or even taking an exercise class. It's always something to do around you, family. Like I said, 52 million people complain about being lonely. So you're not alone.
I'm telling you.
We just have to put ourselves out there and connect with others. If 52 million people are lonely, somebody got something to talk about.
That's a lot.
You got to put your phone down so you can have a conversation with people. And then the last one, it says, talk to somebody that you trust. Reaching out to someone in your life to talk to about what you're feeling is important. If you got to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. This can be an old friend, a family member. You might also benefit from talking it out with a psychologist, or if you find it difficult to manage your thoughts and emotions. Psychiatrists are everywhere. It is not a taboo to talk to somebody professional. So many people are doing it now from childhood trauma. Something happened to them when they were a teenager, and now it's coming back because they never dealt with it. You got grown people seeing psychiatrists. You got young people seeing psychiatrists. Now with all these school shootings, you got children, babies seeing psychiatrists because of the PTSD. It's so much going on, family. We just have to keep our eyes open and stay aware of what's going on.
Absolutely.
Where's our time here?
We're good.
Okay. So there's
almost 7.
Okay, so there's 3 things to loneliness. It's awareness. We have to make aware that you are lonely. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So awareness is begin healing by bringing awareness to your experience. Pay attention to the sensations, be aware of your thoughts and thinking of defeat. Open up to your emotions, a note for your actions, isolating from others, and crying. Crying is good. That's a form of detox. If you need to sit down and get a good cry out, let it go. Let it go. You can't start crying. I'm telling you, you can't start crying, pluck a hair out your nose.
You'll start crying for sure.
Start crying for sure. But sometimes crying is good. It's a form of detox. You're not holding all of that in. You need to get that out every now and then. You don't have to look for grief. You don't have to look for sadness. You don't. Sometimes you can just sit and go there and just be thankful for what you have. That's enough to make you cry. Think about what these people are going through in the Florida. Back-to-back storms houses gone, all their
All the memories
memorabilia are
gone.
pictures,
Yeah,
everything just
think about it.
gone.
So just keep that in mind. So there's always somebody that's going to be worse off than you are.
Absolutely,
So that's why we
absolutely.
keep, expressing that. Just do you. Do what you can now while you can. We can't live what's in the past. We can't go back that way. So we got to make
Absolutely.
new memories and keep going forward
Live
because
your best life.
exactly, because you never know when something may hit that can cause you in that deep depression, that loneliness. You can control that self. You
For
can control
some
that.
people
Yeah, I
need
know they need the medic,
medication, right?
or they
But
just
it's
need somebody to relate, to
that too.
talk to.
And
You
hugs are
know,
wonderful.
go
You
hug
can
it.
go and give out
I'm
I
telling you.
used to give out hugs in high school.
Hmm.
That's how I got this one over here.
I used to stand and I see her coming up the hallway,
And I'm
and I would turn around, facing the other direction.
give him a hug
Right.
in high school. But
Mhm.
hugs, some people just need a good hug. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the holidays are coming. It's going to get worse, family. It's going to get worse. Everybody is not happy at the
Mhm.
holidays. Find your happiness,
Yeah.
find your peace
It's out
so
there.
you don't be in pieces. Find just what makes you happy. Man, if you've never got a pedicure, go get your feet done. If you've never gotten a massage, go get a
That's
deep
a great one right
massage.
there. Men, if I'm not sure if any men can, but if there are,
Get a
get a
massage.
massage. There's nothing like it.
And you don't know that, but that human
That's
touch,
detox too.
human
That's, oh my
touch is
gosh.
real.
Yes.
And they can open up your lymphatic system and have everything flowing. I mean, they can hit points on
Right.
your body you didn't even know was a little clogged. This lymphatic system under your right shoulder, they can work that right on out. My daughter's a massage therapist, our youngest daughter. She get people on the table. They be crying. They crying because she done hit something and released it for the day. So go get a massage. Treat yourself. It is time for us to start taking care of ourselves. You got grown children, let them grown children be grown children.
Right.
I understand where you are. Some people got to take them back in because of the price of living. Get something out of them jokers. Set your rules in the house before they come in there. Set some boundaries. Everybody got boundaries. Do what you need to do to keep your peace in your home.
Right.
You got to set boundaries. Got to set boundaries. She said, love getting a good pedicure. That's for anybody. I love getting my pedicures too. But you have to set boundaries, family. So this is 2024, leaving out of 2024, going into 25. It's time for us to just take reign of your life again.
Right.
Let's live our best life.
That's
Think
it.
about
That's
this
it.
for a
That's
minute.
it.
We got more time behind us
Then
than
we
we
do
got
in
in front of us.
Keep that in mind.
On the forefront. Every day above ground is a good day.
And
if you're blinking and breathing,
that's a good day.
That's a good day.
You wake up in the morning, that's a very good day.
Very good
That's
day.
the
Go ahead,
gift.
babe.
I'm gonna say, and with loneliness, which is an outstanding, awesome report.
Oh,
Really enjoyed this
Thank
one.
you.
That we as people, we don't have to just settle. Don't just take just because. What do you want? Write down the goals, that you want to achieve. Put things down what you want out of life. The person that mentioned about thinking about getting married, want a partner or looking for a wife. What are the things that you're looking for? Don't just settle just because. Write those things. God watches. Write down what you want.
Right.
The qualities that you want in that person, in that man or that woman. Write that down. Because I'm telling you, you put it out there, you will manifest that if it's out there. So keep putting it out there and putting it out there in the universe. There's a documentary out there.
Unsinkable.
No.
Not that one.
About putting it out in the universe. What's the one I'm thinking about? The Secret. The Secret.
Yeah.
Watch that. If you have not watched that,
oh, that's a good
that's
one.
That's a very good one. The Secret. It's a documentary on YouTube called The Secret. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long. Watch that video. Watch that documentary.
That with the children.
Exactly. That will help you to get through that, to help you to get what you want.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, The Secret. We got to watch that. You got to put it out there. So we may do a Zoom movie night one, a documentary night. We may do that one day.
That's a good one.
So
it's
watch
all
that.
About
The Secret.
manifestation.
It's all about manifestation. Absolutely. So what you want, it's out there.
Absolutely.
Write it down. The vision board. Write down what you want. Make it plain.
But loneliness
and
is
keep
real,
putting it out
family. There. Loneliness is real. You heard the report.
Absolutely
it affects your body.
Mm-hmm.
It does affect your body. depression, dementia. What she say?
She said, please do movie night Zoom. Yep, you like that, right? Good idea, right?
I always want to do a movie
Yeah.
night. But the loneliness is real. It truly is real and does take a
Yes, it
toll on your
does.
body. But everything will take a toll on your body if you don't have boundaries. You got to take care of yourself. Like the report said, self-care. Self-care is real. You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
start within. If you're not taking care of yourself, how can you
Can't take
take
care
care
of
of
someone
anybody
else.
else? You just
Exactly.
can't. So start here. Start with you first. Get up in the morning. Take pride in getting up in the morning. When you put both feet on the floor, I say, thank you. This foot is this is you. Thank you for just waking me up in the morning. And then, you know, everybody got their little aches and pains and kinks and pinks and pop getting before you get to the bathroom. But just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep moving. Look for your day to be wonderful. When you put that out there, that's what your day is going to be. So in order to take care of yourself, self-care, self-help, it says exercise, got to move, movement matters. Healthy foods. We talk about the G-bombs all the time. Eat your G-bombs. That's your greens, your beans, your onions, your mushrooms, your berries, and seeds. That's all we're supposed to be living off of, a plant-based diet. And get your fruits in there. Fruits are God's candy to us. Our taste buds have been hijacked from all this sugar. Sugar is what's killing us, y'all. I'm telling you, sugar is the weapon of mass destruction. So we got to handle that.
Right.
But you got to get the proper sleep. You got to get out and get some sunshine. But with our food being depleted of so many minerals, you're going to have to take some supplements. You have to, family.
It's so important that we do that.
And we're just not saying that because we're in a health and wellness company. You have to take your supplements. They're messing with our water. They're playing with the food. They got all these additives in our food. So many chemicals coming at us from every single angle. You got to build your own immune system so you can take care of yourself and your family. So what we have here in our company of artists, he did the disclaimers earlier. The products that we talk about have not been evaluated by Food and Drug Administration. They're not intended to cure, mitigate, or any disease. We are not doctors.
No.
I cannot put a stamp on anything, but all I know that the products work. They work for me, they work for him, and all of our business partners. We got some awesome testimonies that will blow your wig back. I'm telling you, but it's some serious products that we have. So I'm going to start with the Fantastic Four.
And right before you start that, I just want to say this too. Now, we all have an expiration date, every single one of us. We're only here for a season. But you can control a little bit about what goes on in that temple you were given. Putting good things in that body can take you a little further than what that date may be. You never know. But you got to take care of this first. We got to keep ourselves healthy. We got to eat right, exercise, and take good quality organic nutritional products. It's a part of our life. And the things we're going to speak about, these are fruits and berries that God put here for us.
Absolutely.
That's our candy. That what we should be consuming.
And if you have an illness,
just want to get that out.
We can't make any medical claims.
No, we don't. We're not doctors. We won't
get you closer to a happier you.
Yeah.
Put a smile on your face, make you feel real good inside, give you that motivation, give you that energy for motivation to get up and do something. This product here is our first one. This is our signature product, this Red Levine. One of the best products on the market. It has so many uses, so many benefits to this product. All it is berries, mangosteen, acai, goji, pomegranate, and noni. It can do, I'm going to say it can do miracles. It really, really can. It's a miracle juice in a bottle. All it is berries. Everybody in the household can take it. So try some. Get in contact with a distributor and get you a couple of bottles. One not going to do it. So you're going to have to get a couple of bottles.
One.
Absolutely.
That'll piss you off when you finish that one.
Next one is your green Levine. This is another one must have. These four that I'm going to talk about are must haves. Really, they really are. If you want to feel a difference in your body, you want to feel alive. I mean, your hair's going to grow, your nails are going to grow, you're going to have energy out the wazoo. You're just going to feel like you could fly for real. This is our green Levine. These are our vegetables and herbs. Artichoke, milk thistle, alfalfa, senna leaf, and aloe vera. Wonderful products, all natural to give you that boost that you need to get about your business and about your day. Yeah,
It
this
says
is our
BioFlow.
BioFlow.
See that stomach? It's designed for good intestinal
Digestive
health,
health.
digestive
You know how
health.
many people are
This is
lonely and
what you
sick
need to
and
take
feel they
care of that
backed up and
system.
got constipation? You lonely because you can't go to the bathroom. You
Mhm.
don't want to be around anybody because you got gas real
That's
bad.
not
So you
good.
want to take care of that. So our next one is going to be our Lviv Yellow. This is a vitamin,
It's the
and
food.
everybody needs a vitamin. With the weather changing, like I was saying here, it's going to be, it was 50 today, it's going to be 70 some degrees on the weekend. But our immune system, you got to keep your immune system strong. And the
Protected.
children can take these products as well.
Yes, they
This
can.
is loaded with 11 key vitamins, 8 vital minerals, polyphenols. You got blended cellular. These are on a cellular level. So they're going right in and doing what they're supposed to do. Antioxidants, great for your immunity. This, I'm going to drink. I'm getting ready to drink this in a few minutes. Drink it hot in some hot water.
That's what we forgot. I should have made that.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, I forgot to
But
touch
that's a vitamin, and everybody in the family can take that as
Right.
well. This is another part of that fantastic food. Those are called the 3 essentials. The red, the green, and the yellow. Those are called 3 essentials. So if you want to get in contact with a distributor and get you some 3 essentials, get some. I'm telling you, great for your skin. Look at our skin. We just went to our class reunion fish fry what was that?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Last Saturday.
And looking at some of our classmates, we looking pretty damn good. But anyway, this is our next product, our shield. This is an immune booster. So like I said, the weather's changing. Keep your immune system strong. And now that the weather is changing, now you see the commercials on TV for all of the shots. You got the booster shot. You got the next COVID shot. You got the flu shot. You got pneumonia. You got shingles. You got the RSVP.
Everything.
Keep your immune system strong, family. Keep your immune system strong. This is a powder. The other ones are liquids. So you definitely you can mix them all together. Everything goes together. Our grandson drinks the pure noni and his teeth coming in with no problem.
There
Look
you
at that.
go.
Pure noni, rub that on the baby's gums.
Yep.
Teeth come right on in here. The next one is going to be our omegas. This is official. Everybody needs an omega. I don't care who you are, from age 3 to 103. Everybody needs to take omega. This is good fish oil. It's good for your brains to your toenails, for your hair, your nails, your joints, your insides, your lubrication, for your heart. It's a mild blood thinner as well. Excellent, excellent products. You can't go wrong with anything that we have over here. Another, loneliness plays on your head, gets in your head. You got that recording going over and over and over again. We got something for that too. Brain food. It's called Memory Fusion. Got that lion's mane mushroom in there. That is out of this world. Lion's mane mushroom is for your brain. So this is brain food. These are caplets. You can open them up and sprinkle them over your oatmeal, put them in the kids' cereal. The kids need them too. If they're going to school, they need to be sharp as tacks so they can pick up what they need to learn in school today. But these are some of the products. And then last but not least, we have our Shanty.
One of my favorites.
This is for balance. This called, just say it right on the box, for balance. But this is also good for anxiety and stress relief.
There you go.
For depression, mood stabilizer. That's what loneliness is all about. Having that anxiety and can cut down on those attacks, anxiety attacks. It's an appetite control. Some people eat for loneliness. This can control your appetite. This will also increase your energy. This is so smooth for me. The Shanty puts me to sleep.
It relaxes her. It's balance. That's what it's supposed to.
I will go to sleep in a minute if I take this Shanty. Some people that give them energy and they can go and bounce all about that. But this will put me to sleep. I mean, it's balanced. It has ashwagandha in it, which is a Asian herb that's really good for so many different things. Ashwagandha is great for stress. Anyway, it has guarana in it, Ashwagandha is one of the most powerful herbs from India, and it has been used since ancient times.
Think
This
about
is
that.
this a bad product right here. It truly is. It comes in little sleeves, and you
get
can just add
30 of
it
them
to
in
a
there. I think
bottle
30
of
packets
water
in there. 30
and
packets.
go.
Mhm.
But I put it in my tea,
Yeah.
some green tea. I'm gone. But those are just some of the products that I chose for loneliness. But we have so many other products. You got pure noni, stimulate your brain. We got coral calcium. It's a calcium that will also relax you, relax your muscles, and you can get a good night's sleep.
And also good for cholesterol.
Very good for cholesterol and your joints. You suffer from arthritis, arthroarthritis, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
Coral
calcium is your go-to. We have something for everybody. And then we have a wonderful tasting coffees. We got a 7-in-1 coffee that's out of this world too. That's all mushrooms for your brains, just your overall health, your Ganoderma, your cordyceps, your other lion's mane mushrooms. Wonderful coffee. We have a coffee for diabetics. If you're diabetic and you can't, get your A1C to get down, we got a black coffee, a sweet balanced coffee for that. We have something for every topic that I talk about on this Wednesday that may help you in your issue, but you got to be consistent about it.
That's the
magic. You got to take your product.
Consistency is everything.
Don't take it until you feel better, because a lot of people say, I don't know what was in that stuff, but I feel like I'm doing something. Then they stop taking it. They go back to their old routines, and then you come back with the same illness that you started with. So don't get into that vicious cycle.
Once you start something good, continue with it. It's a lifestyle change.
There you go. Stay on the good path.
Exactly.
So that's where we are. Loneliness is serious, family. If you got to talk to somebody, get out and talk to somebody. This is nothing to keep brushing up under the rug. And be a good listener. That's another one. Don't always just run your mouth to be running your mouth. Sometimes people just need to be heard. People want to know that you hear me, that I exist, that somebody is paying attention to me. So just be a good listener. If you can't do anything else, just be a good listener, a really, really good listener. And that'll work itself right on out.
It will.
But loneliness is a serious, serious issue, and it can affect your health. So get in a group, get among your friends, get out there, put yourself out there, do what you need to do, but stay connected.
That's the bottom line. Connected. Please do.
So that's what I have for you today on loneliness. Next week, this is also Domestic Violence Month.
That's next week's topic.
Have an awesome report on domestic violence. If you know anybody going through anything like that, get them on this call next Wednesday.
Because we're going to be talking
domestic violence.
Indeed.
The numbers are through the roof on that too, for men and women. Get connected. Just stay connected, family. I find something, I got to bring it to my family. I'm serious about this.
Because that's why we do this platform. What is it called?
Got to talk
Awareness Wednesday. We want to make you what? Aware.
So that's what we have tonight, family.
Before we break, I just want to make sure, because this was an outstanding topic of for today, loneliness, because there's so many, 52 million people? Million. There's so many people that's going through that right now. There may be someone to call on this Zoom. It may be. So I want to open up to see if anybody may have any questions before we break. All right. Let me just give you guys an opportunity.
But y'all gonna get a bonus tonight.
Yeah, get a bonus tonight. So
say family.
So let me just give you guys the opportunity. So if anybody may have a question, you can raise your hand. So you can unmute yourself. And 1, 2, 3. You are now able to unmute yourself if you have anything you would like to say or share before we break. I know we went over, but this was an amazing report. Yeah. Awesome. So anybody want to share? Miss Roberta Rice, I see you there. What's going on, my lady?
Yes, hey, doing
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me just connect.
Doing good, you guys.
Right, there you go. Now we can hear you.
I don't have any questions, but I just have to give it to y'all. Y'all threw down. I mean, I never thought of loneliness like that.
It's real.
It's real.
I mean, you think of being lonely, but you don't have nobody, nobody's around, everybody doing their own thing. But however, how you all took and just gave details, how it breaks down your health and what it does to you, and I mean, y'all was just so thorough about it.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
That was an excellent, excellent report.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you.
Excellent.
It's a lot of crazy people in the streets. We gotta find out, how did they get that way? They weren't born that way. It's like they off the chain right now.
Yes, yes,
Off
yes.
the chain. And I just want to add this too. The technology we was talking about. Be
Yes.
mindful of your grandchildren and children with these devices.
Oh, yeah.
There was
Oh,
a
yeah.
woman where she took the cell phone away from her son and he destroyed her apartment.
I believe it.
He
Yep.
tore up the kitchen. He cracked the countertop, flipped over the refrigerator, busted the toilet up. He just destroyed from taking a cell phone. Come on,
Yes.
we gotta do better. We gotta do.
We did see a program. They had a group of kids on TV, and it was all about social media and cell phones.
Mhm.
Those
Right.
kids' grades had dropped tremendously.
Yeah,
When they took those phones and social media away, about 80% of their grades went to the top. I mean,
yeah, improved.
yes.
They just
yes,
need another outlet with their minds. They
yes,
really gotta
yes,
get out of their own heads. And
That's
they're
it.
yes.
with each other.
You have to detox from that.
You really do.
You have to. It's not going to be easy. Excuse
Thank
me.
y'all again. Thank y'all.
Very welcome, Miss
Well,
Roberta.
thank you, Miss
Thank
Roberta.
you
We
for
appreciate you.
connecting. Anybody else got anything to say before we out of here?
All right, going once, going twice. Lady Aura, how are you? How are you, Aura Boy? Trinidad and
Hi,
Tobago.
afternoon.
Thought you was gonna
I
take a
just
nap.
I invited my brother to come on, and I
Okay.
was trying to get your attention to let you all know that he was there. He was the person that asked the question
Right, I figured
about
that.
getting,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay.
figured that.
So,
We hope we
Hope
answered
we
the
answered
question for
and
him.
he took something from that.
yeah,
Don't
so but
just
he came off. He has church starting, so he came off.
no
Okay.
So I
problem.
But
just wanted to
reach
say,
back out to him, Aura. Just
Yeah,
check in
if you
with
didn't
him.
have a conversation with me, man, I'm here for him.
There you go,
Yeah.
man to man.
All right, I'm here
yeah,
for him.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Miss
Thank you,
Aura.
Lady Aura. Right. Well, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you. I know
We
it's taking
sure
us down.
do.
I know it's 7:22. We went way over, but it's
Is
all good. Yeah. All right. Oh, he's reconnecting right now, Miss Aura, your brother. Your
We
brother.
don't want to keep people on too long.
All right. We don't want to keep you on too long. Exactly. Let me just make sure if he had anything he may want to say. All right. I know we just had Brother Val just reconnect. You want to ask a question. Did you have any questions before we break? We're about to break. If you have any questions or concerns you want to hit us with, Brother Val? I think that you just reconnected. Do you have any questions or comments? You can unmute yourself, sir.
Oh, there you
Oh,
are,
there you
sir.
are. There you are. How are you? How are you?
No question. Understand.
Yep, we can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I don't have any question. I
Okay,
understand.
all right.
very
No problem.
good.
I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank.
It's gonna reach out to you, so look for her call.
Okay, and if you need to speak to me, I'm here for you, buddy.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
family.
very good. All
All right,
right,
everybody.
family, that is gonna conclude our evening. Next
Yes.
Wednesday, domestic violence.
Yes. So who do you know?
Invite. That's a very serious topic too, that nobody's talking about
Right.
as much, but
We're gonna talk about it.
we're gonna talk about it.
All right. So God bless you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. And again, you guys make it all worth it. So thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. All right.
Absolutely. And know
So
that
that
we
is
love
it.
you,
And
and there's nothing you can do about
it.
it. We're gonna keep coming back next Wednesday too.
That's right.
All
Bye for
right.
now, everybody.
God bless you, family. Have
Love
a
you
good
guys.
evening. Good one, Mr.